Right now at 6, Wisconsin Governor Evers giving his final State of the State address tonight, what he will discuss and how you can watch.
And voters return to the polls. The races and results we're watching.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski. Folks in Wisconsin could soon see rebate checks.
Yeah, as much as $1,000 in free cash, but a few things need to happen first.
News 8 Now's Grace Monk is in the newsroom tonight to break it down. Grace.
The state has a $2.5 billion budget surplus, and two key Republicans say that money should be used for tax rebates. According to a new bill, the rebates would be a one-time offer. Married couples would get up to $1,000 and up to $500 for single filers. Rebates would only be available for people that owed income tax in 2024.
Whenever there's a budget surplus, there's pressure on lawmakers to return that money to the taxpayers and the people of Wisconsin.
The bill is a part of an effort to compromise with Democrats on how to spend the surplus.
The two sides might come together because there's a lot of pressure on them to do something in response to the sticker shock that people have experienced with high property tax bills.
Both parties agree that the money should be used to provide property tax relief, but Chergosky says disagreements on how to spend the rest of the surplus could cause delays.
For Governor Evers, he has said that any agreement has to involve certain education funding measures. For Republicans, they are trying to make some headway on the issue of taxes because they want to have a positive policy achievement that they can bring to the voters in advance of the 2026 midterm elections.
If this happens, payments would be automatically distributed and all rebates would be sent by September 15th. Reporting from the newsroom, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
Thank you, Grace. Developing now, Governor Tony Evers is less than 1 hour away from his State of the State speech. It's his last one. Evers is expected to talk about property tax relief, school funding, and health care costs. His address starts at 7 p.m. and you can watch the stream live on News 8 Plus. And will you watch his final State of the State address? That's our News 8 Now poll. Only 23% say yes, while 77% plan on skipping it. You can vote at news8000.com.
Also happening today, spring midterm elections. In Westby, David Eggen, Peter Eng, and Toby Wood are vying for seat 6 on the school board. The top 2 will advance to the spring election. And in Soldiers Grove, Jill Quandall, Harrison Heilman, and Katie Dobson are competing for 2 village trustee spots. We'll have those results in coverage tonight at 10.
A News 8 follow-up: crew was pulling a truck out of the water at Lake Onalaska. It fell through the ice yesterday near Schaefer's Landing. Bystanders jumped into action to pull the driver out safely. Witnesses said it was a good reminder when ice fishing to make sure the ice is thick enough. He also wanted to remind ice fishermen that no ice is safe ice.
It was another good day to get outside and enjoy some pleasant temperatures, but the evening might bring some interesting activity, Greg.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting through the next several days, too, as we have some big systems coming through. One tonight and tomorrow, but mainly that's going to be a rain. But it's going to still mild today. We didn't quite get records, but some areas further south did get close to 60. Still, once again, 10 to 15 to 20 degrees above average, but probably the last day for a lot that we'll see this. This evening, not expecting much in the way of precipitation. A lot of clouds out there, a few sprinkles. I think more of this activity will be later in the night, but still very mild this evening with that pretty brisk wind out of the east-southeast. Eau Claire, similar story. We'll expect to be more steadier rain, probably closer to midnight. A few showers here and there, but overall mainly dry. A lot of clouds, 40 with that east-southeast wind, also pretty brisk. Right now, currently, cloud cover, high and mid cloud cover out there. We're still in the 50s, but we have come back down in the 40s for Eau Claire, but still very mild for this time of year. And the radar looks impressive, but a lot of this is still not reaching the ground. It's just too dry quite yet, but that will change. So we'll kind of get back and explain all the wet and windy conditions for today and even tomorrow. And yes, there's a lot more snow in the forecast too as we get back to more winter-like conditions too, and I'll explain all that a bit later.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, Greg.
And a reminder, you can track weather on your block by downloading the First Warn weather app.
A Warrens man has pleaded guilty to child sex crimes. 38-year-old Devin Brenson was found guilty of 2 counts of second-degree sexual assault of a child and 1 count of possession of methamphetamine. Brenson was the former president of a Monroe County nonprofit for people suffering with addiction. He's scheduled for sentencing May 28th.
Happening around the state, Milwaukee attorney Michael Hoopie is jumping into the Nancy Guthrie case. He's the president of Crime Stoppers there. He's now offering a $100,000 reward for any tips that can lead to an arrest. It comes as the FBI says DNA found on the glove nearby Guthrie's home doesn't match anything in federal database.
UW-Madison is now requiring proof of vaccination status. It comes after a student was diagnosed with measles. University officials said the new policy doesn't mean students need to be vaccinated, but students that fail to submit their records will be subject to their registration being placed on hold.
Well, the Beach Boys will play at the Wisconsin State Fair. They'll perform on August 16th. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. The fair runs from August 6th through the August 16th.
Congressman Derek Van Orden visiting Genoa Fire and Rescue today. He's meeting with fire officials to highlight the importance of a $450,000 investment through the Rural Community Facilities Program. The department used that money to buy a new fire truck.
Just because we live in small towns doesn't mean that we shouldn't have world-class EMS. And this fire truck is not just going to serve Genoa, it's going to serve up and down the river, and it's critically important.
That funding part of a $22 million package for community projects Van Orden secured earlier this year.
3rd congressional candidate Rebecca Cook also visiting the region today, making a stop at the La Crosse County Administrative Building with Senator Tammy Baldwin to discuss rising rural health care costs across the country.
Patients are overburdened with bills and providers are stretched more thin every day. This boils down not just to a healthcare affordability issue, but a healthcare access issue for so many people in this district who have to drive further and further to get care.
Cook will face off against Emily Berge and Rodney Rave in the April primary. The winner will face Van Orden in November.
State Bank Financial teaming up with Great Rivers United Way for the Impacts program. Today, assembling 2,400 snack packs for La Crosse Area Family YMCA and La Crosse and Sparta Boys and Girls Clubs. Great Rivers Impacts program offers an opportunity for local businesses to team up and offer care packages that meet the needs of area nonprofits.
And we are very committed to being involved and active in the communities that we live in.
It's a great way to pair workplace volunteerism with not only our United Way, but the nonprofit community at large in La Crosse.
The packs were distributed at the 3 nonprofits this morning.
Still to come, remembering Jesse Jackson.
The civil rights icon's lasting impact and the legacy he leaves behind.
Tomorrow morning, as tariffs increase, we know how much is coming out of your wallet. Plus, Art says to keep your shovel and snow brush handy. That and more starting at 5.
This is Angela from La Crosse Fireplace Company. Add cozy ambiance and heat to your home with an electric fireplace. They work perfectly in a townhome, a condo, and even in an apartment. See the wide variety of styles and sizes, wall-mounted and built-in at lacrossefireplace.com. Unlike the big box stores, our electric fireplaces are high-quality, stylish pieces. The flames are realistic, and it adds a splash of personality to your home. La Crosse Fireplace Company, because your place is by the fire.
Hi. Hi. Chocolate fundraiser.
With the Chase mobile app, things move a little more smoothly. Deposit checks easily and send money quickly. That's convenience from Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Or get a total value of over $6,100 on this Sierra 1500 model. Plus get $3,000 trade allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We build it to work for you.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships, now including La Crosse and Richland Center.
The tributes are pouring in for civil rights icon Reverend Jesse Jackson.
He died today at age 84. In 2011, Jackson visited UWL. It was part of a statewide college tour focusing on voting rights. One of the hot topics, proposed changes to voter ID laws. Karen Kafa has a look at Jackson's life and legacy from Washington.
Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
The Reverend Jesse Jackson, a protege of the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., who became a towering civil rights leader himself, has died at age 84.
Make no mistake about it, Jesse Jackson was unique in American history, and I hope that his legacy lives on. A new generation of Americans who might draw from that energy.
Jackson died peacefully and surrounded by his family, according to a statement from the Rainbow Push Coalition, the nonprofit social justice organization he founded. He had been hospitalized in recent months as he dealt with a degenerative brain disease, progressive supranuclear palsy. Jackson's passing, mourned Tuesday by those who worked closely with him.
He never stopped. I once said to him, "You already in history. You've gotten all the honors. Why do you keep going?" He said, "I never learned how to retire."
And by those inspired by him.
He taught us to get involved, to be involved with helping the next person, being an example for the next person.
More than 2 decades before Barack Obama was elected the first black president of the United States, Jackson made White House bids in 1984 and 1988.
We must come together.
And challenged Democrats to expand and reshape the party.
He shifted the party and shifted the rules of the party to bring more people in. How many people owe their political lives to what Jesse Jackson did? He never just ran for himself.
In a statement, the NAACP called Jackson, quote, a lifelong soldier for justice. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
President Trump responding to news of Jackson's death this morning, posting to Truth Social, saying in part, quote, he was a good man with lots of personality, grit, and street smarts. Jesse was a force of nature like few others before him. We will have more news ahead.
But first.
Yeah, definitely wild weather going on this week. We have wet conditions, windy, cooler, even snow, and then even accumulating snow all on the forecast. So we'll break it all down for you coming up on your First One Weather Update after the break.
Menards 11% rebate is here. From lighting to lumber, from doors to floors. The bigger the project, the bigger the rebate. Prepare for the unexpected with Generac generators. Their advanced technology starts within seconds of sensing a power loss. Save over $850 on this standby generator after rebate. Visit our lighting showroom. These LED panel lights are perfect for residential and commercial applications. This 2-pack is a value of $104.99 after rebate. Hurry in, the 11% rebate is here.
Save big money at Menards.
The pain was excruciating. It was bone on bone. And the orthopedic surgeon said, you need surgery. I didn't want the downtime.
Then Leo found QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative therapy and experts in resolving chronic joint pain with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime.
I said, that's what I want. They can give me the help that I need.
Leo joined thousands who have found lasting relief from their chronic pain. Find out if you're a candidate by calling for a free consultation, 715-469-6462.
That inflammation went away and the pain went away. I'm able to work. Then I can do the things that I want to do now. I would recommend regenerative medicine over surgery any day. I got the help that I needed.
Don't let pain control your life any longer. For your free consultation, call QC Kinetics today, 715-469-6462, 715-469-6462.
To everyone who values tradition, what does tradition mean to you?
Our family's been doing fish fry here for years.
At Culver's, we make our fish fry the way tradition deserves.
Hand battered, right here in the restaurant.
Right here. Right here.
The food here never disappoints.
And the best part, we get to sit and enjoy the company. Hey!
Helping you spend time with your family, it's what we're all about.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious!
What home improvement delivers the highest return on investment? A new garage door. And the perfect door is a genuine overhead door, made to last right here in the USA for over 100 years. Overhead Door has been the leader in exceptional design and quality materials installed by trained, experienced professionals. Find your perfect door. Visit our showroom or go online to choose from an endless array of styles, colors, and accents. From our family to yours. Overhead Door Company of the Seven Rivers region.
Yeah, we have quite a strong, powerful storm. You've probably seen on the news all the fire issues out to the plains. They've had dust storms too with the wind conditions as this very powerful winter storm comes across the plains. All the snow for this is further in the northern plains, northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, the UP, but a lot of wind ahead of this too. And we got precipitation trying to move through. A lot of this, once again, is not reaching the ground. We have relative humidities here in the 50s to 60s. You would like that to get a lot higher yet. I think we'll need it probably in the 70s. So it's going to take a little bit of while. So mainly dry this evening, but we still got some gusty winds out there east-southeast ahead of the system. These are sustained winds. You can see generally in the 20s as you go further west, a little bit lighter as you go further east, but still quite a bit breezy out there, especially in the higher elevations as the system begins to approach. Big storm, this is the really strong low pressure system right here that's really deep, along with one to the west. That is going to lift to the northeast tonight, so we're going to have a frontal boundary come through. So will be some drier air on the backside of that coming through Wednesday morning before we get some wraparound moisture as that low kind of sits to our northwest. So really tonight you just see lines of showers beginning to develop, but note most of this activity through at least midnight is really to the north of Interstate 94, especially as you go further north. But all in all, we'll start seeing bands developing, especially as we go after midnight. Right, there's a little bit of activity here, but notice this last round right here coming through that's wrapping up by the low. Some of this could be thunderstorms. You know, more the yellow, even getting to the orange, indicating that we could see a round of thunderstorms right there, especially coming through. So if you're up tonight north of I-90, you might see a round of thunderstorms come through around 2 to 3 morning as this begins to lift north. Once this does lift north out of Clare by 3 to 4 in the morning commute for a lot of areas is going to be quiet, especially as you go further south. The wind will be the factor for areas out in southeast Minnesota and northeast Iowa as they begin to pick around to the west. Now, once this lifts up, we'll have precipitation here. You can note further north you go, 1/4 to potentially 1/2 inch. Further south you go, pretty much nothing as you get close to Prairie du Chien and areas adjacent in northeast Iowa. As we go to tomorrow, really it's going to be complicated. Depending on where you are, further south you go, you're going to have more sunshine, still fairly mild, but very strong winds out of the west. Further north you go, we're going to see more cloud cover come back in. Moisture is going to wrap around that low, and eventually we're going to see rain turn to snow for areas north of I-90 towards the afternoon. You can see Eau Claire eventually seeing that rain to snow as we get closer to about 2 to 3 in the afternoon. Light accumulations with this. Roads will probably be remaining wet. As you note, the temperatures are still fairly mild. We're still in the mid-30s, so overall, mainly wet roads, but sharp cutoff. La Crosse, you might see a few showers. Most of it's going to be to the north, but look as you go south of, Crawford County. Sunshine. So it's going to be complicated tomorrow where you are, and a big spread between 50 in Decorah to maybe 35 as you go towards Ladysmith. So a big spread going on. As we go tomorrow evening, the snow will continue but begin to wrap up as the low weakens, and then we'll start seeing just cloud cover overall. Tonight, still very mild out there. A lot of areas remaining in the 40s, mid-30s to the north, so well above average yet. Highs tomorrow, depending on where you are, pretty steady temperatures as you go further north to more in the mid-40s to upper 30s. Further south, you could see another day of 50-degree weather, but that doesn't factor in the wind. Wind coming out of the west, these are gusts by 1 to 2 p.m., potentially seeing 40 miles per hour out of northeast Iowa, southeast Minnesota. So quite windy and quite dry given the sunshine and lower relative humidity. So that's what we'll be dealing with, and we do have a wind advisory for those areas. There's also a little bit of fire risk down there too, given it's going to be quite a bit drier and windy compared to as you go further north. So another thing to keep in mind too. So complicated weather. It gets even more interesting as we go to Thursday night and Friday because that looks more accumulating snow. A narrow area could pick up quite a bit of snowfall, but it's a narrow area that we got to kind of nail down a little better. Otherwise, much colder for the weekend. Getting back to more typical February weather with a little bit more seasonal as we go into next week. So
quite more activity than last week.
Like I said, tomorrow, Wednesday, is going to be really different depending on where you are because it could be 50 and sunny and windy, or it could be snow and 35.
All right, so keep the weather app handy.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks, Greg. Coming up next in sports, A blow for Pablo. The Twins ace with some rough news regarding the upcoming season. Plus, hear from the new head coach of UWL football as he's formally introduced to lead the program. Jacob is next.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
We're starting the new year with our biggest sale of the year at Interior Designs Holman. All our carpets are on sale, so you'll save money and get more for free. Free measuring and estimating at your home. Free furniture moving, even that heavy couch and king-size bed. Free removal of your old carpet and padding, and we'll recycle it. Free life of carpet labor warranty for as long as you own the carpet. All at the lowest prices of the year and 12 months no interest financing. Save money and get more for free during the biggest carpet sale of the year going on now at Interior Designs Holman.
My moderate to severe plaque psoriasis held me back, but now I'm all in with clearer skin, thanks to Skyrizi.
Is it getting clearer? I feel free to bare my skin, yeah, that's on me.
Most people achieved clearer skin from head to toe. Many were 100% plaque-free. And many were completely clear, even at 5 years.
People also saw significant improvement in pain, redness, itching, and burning.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is everything.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
See the USA in your Chevrolet. America's asking you to call. Drive your Chevrolet through the USA. America's the greatest land of all.
Get 1.9% financing on this Silverado LT. Or get $5,350 total value, plus $3,500 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Covering all the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Well, a new era of UW lacrosse football is officially here, as today Michael Zweifel was introduced as the newest head coach in the program's storied history. Joined by his wife, 2 daughters, and his father Stan, who is a Wisconsin Coaches Association Hall of Famer, Michael spoke about the honor that it is to take over the reins as Eagles head coach. Athletic Director Kim Bloom spoke prior to Zweifel, highlighting his vision for the program and his eccentric personality. And Zweifel says one of the big reasons he wanted this job is because of the high standard UWL football has.
The history and tradition that they've created here is another reason why this job is so attractive. I think that's why I want to be here. I want to be at a place that has standards and expectations to win and win at a high level. That's what makes life fun, is things that are challenging and difficult and hard. And so all the alumni, thank you for setting that standard. Hope to put a product in the field together, a team together that makes you guys proud.
Zweifel mentioned that he learned a lot from the most recent head football coach, Matt Janis, and will use those lessons, but goes on to say he will bring his own style and way of leading the program.
I said this, I'm only get one chance at this of being head coach, and I'm going to do this how I want to see fit, because you never know when this thing might be over, and you're never going to have the same opportunity. So I'm going to be genuine to who I am and honest to who I am.
And the search for a new defensive coordinator will now take place with his departure and move up. But Zweifel said the plan for him is still to call the defense. Meanwhile, some bad news for the Twins, as they could be without Pablo Lopez, one of their best starting pitchers for the entire upcoming season. The club announcing he has, quote, significant tearing in the ulnar collateral ligament in his right elbow and will need Tommy John surgery most likely. And if he does opt to get the procedure, it'll be the second of his career. Last season in 75+ innings, he had a 2.74 ERA, 73 strikeouts, and just 20 walks. And in just about an hour, the Badgers will look to continue a successful recent run and they take on Ohio State in Columbus. Wisconsin currently tied for 5th in the Big Ten standings with Michigan State. The top 4 teams in the regular season get a double bye in the Big Ten tournament. Tip-off is set for 7:30 on FS1. Hopefully the Badgers can stay hot. It's been a good run as of late, but guys, I wanted to go back to Zweifel in that introduction because it's a big day. And it was a great scene in there because there's a lot of coaches from other sports and alumni as well. So it's good support.
Yeah, I mean, good unity for the program and the alumni getting involved. That's been a thing at UWL since I arrived here. It's a very vibrant community, but good to see another internal promotion. Because they already have that sense of what the culture and identity really is.
Yeah, and I'm glad he's confident in bringing his own flair to the team.
Definitely was very welcoming.
My way or the highway.
Yeah, my way or the highway. I like it. And he's got lots of energy. And he was a receiver, and then he was a defensive coordinator, and then he was a special teams coordinator. So he knows all of it. He knows every angle of the game. So it's going to be fun to see what he can do.
Good luck.
Best of luck to him.
All right.
Thanks, Jacob.
Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
Meeting you locally where you are online. Stay updated while you scroll. Follow us on Instagram at WKBT News 8.
Interested in a heat pump for your home? Here at G&T, we've got an offer to sweeten the deal. Qualified customers can get up to $8,000 off a new Goodman heat pump system and a $2,000 tax credit for this year. In most cases, you'll pay less for this heat pump and furnace system installation, as well as over time with its efficiency and energy savings. Seriously, a Goodman heat pump that's smaller and more efficient for less. Plus, it's installed by an amazing team of skilled technicians with quality you can count on and experience you can trust. Interested? Call G&T for the best heating and air conditioning guaranteed.
Oh, restrooms that way. Stay hydrated, my fluter flautists. I love those for you. And you. I used to play clarinet. I was bad.
What if we had a better treatment for cancer? What if it could find and destroy your cancer cells, but avoid your healthy ones? And what if it allowed us to watch your cancer shrink more easily and accurately than ever before? Meaning personalized treatments, fewer side effects, and more living. It's called Theranostics, and we're leading the charge, turning what-ifs into remarkable realities. UW Health Carbone Cancer Center. Remarkable.
Well, fairly mild overnight, but rain will move in, especially as you go further north. Even some thunderstorms after midnight, too, but the morning commute probably will be dry for most areas. The winds will kind of turn around and then really windy, depending on location. Further south you go, south of I-90, it's going to be more sun, windy conditions, it's still mild. Further north you go, rain going to snow, and obviously much colder, especially as you go north of Eau Claire. So it will be kind of a complicated day. It gets a little bit more colder and snow more likely as we go Thursday night into Friday for quite a few areas. So there could be some road impacts Thursday night into Friday morning. And yes, it's much colder for the weekend, more typical February, but we do kind of get more seasonal as we go next week.
So winter jackets.
It's nice while it lasted.
I thought I'd put them away for good. Darn it. Thanks for joining us at 6.
We'll see you at 10.